start laying down, so if you wanted to find your backs, and either just allow your legs to extend forwards to the top of your mat, or bend the legs. If you notice your lower back kind of hurts in this position, then just allow the legs to bend and ground down through your feet. And then just rest the hands on your belly. Try and press the thumbs together and the index fingers together, and rest the palms flat on the belly so that you can start to feel the breath arrive in and also fall. So as you start to breathe in through the nose, you'll feel the belly rise up, and maybe the thumb and index finger, as you breathe even deeper, start to draw apart. And as you breathe out, the belly falls and the index finger and the thumb start to press back together. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, really fill up. And open the mouth, sigh the breath out. Inhale again through the nose, all together. And out. And again, inhale through the nose. And out through the mouth. So yoga is all about the breath, moving with breath, feeling the breath. Each day we breathe around 20,000 times on average, some more, some less. So in this next half an hour, we're going to really breathe with awareness around 500 times. There's a practice called 2-1 breathing, which is exhaling for twice as long as you inhale. And this really facilitates relaxation and calm, which I'm sure we all need during this uncertain time. So we're going to breathe in for 2 counts and out for 4 counts. Again, inhaling for 1, for 2. And exhaling for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Inhaling for 1 and 2. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Inhaling for 1, 2, and exhaling for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, breathe in for 1, 2, and out for 1, 2, 3, and 4. One more time, inhaling for 1, 2, exhaling for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And perhaps already noticing a subtle shift of how you're feeling, a little bit more relaxed perhaps, as we've taken time away from our desks. As you next breathe in, let's start to reach the arms up over your head, taking a full body stretch. So growing long through the legs, through the arms, maybe take a little wriggle out through the ribs. Bringing the legs together, maybe point the toes, maybe circle through the wrists. And then as you breathe out, draw both legs in towards your chest and bring your hands to your shin bones to hug yourself in nice and tight. Keep the head relaxed on the ground, maybe the eyes stay closed, or just soften them to a close if they're not already. And then gently rock the knees from side to side, pressing your lower back down into the ground. This is like a nice gentle massage for the lower spine. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lower both knees over to your right side and allow your left arm to extend out to the left, and lift your palm so it faces upwards towards the sky. And then turn your gaze to look out towards that left hand, but maybe allowing the eyes to close again. Maybe use your right hand to press your top knee down towards the ground, just enhancing this twist And I'll try and apply a bit of pressure through the upper back, so grounding down through your shoulder blades. Feel the whole upper back pressing down into the ground. Take a deep breath in here. And breathe all the way out. Now as you next breathe in, let's lift both knees back up into your center. Keep your left foot on the ground, but raise your right leg straight up into the sky. So you may notice a bit of tension here through the hamstring. Take hold of the back of the leg, either on the hamstring, maybe your calf or ankle if you can reach, but try and keep the upper back pressing down into the ground as you just start to feel a bit more of a stretch through the back of the leg. So maybe circle through your ankle, rounding the ankle, pointing and flexing the foot. And if you wish, as you inhale, prepare to create a little bit more space for the hamstring. And then as you exhale, draw the leg, keeping it straight a little bit closer in towards your chest. Plenty of breath in and out. Inhale here. And then exhale, re-bend the leg, hug the right knee back in towards your chest, and then hug the left one in as well. Gently rock the knees. Maybe this time make circles with the knees, round in one direction and the other. Keep the eyes closed if that feels right, and then slowly lower the knees to your left side this time. Reach your right arm out to the right, and again press the shoulder blades and upper back down into the ground. And turn your gaze to look out towards your reaching arm. Lift the palm upwards. And that allows a little bit of stretch and opening through the chest and the shoulder as well. Deep breath in. Maybe use your left hand as you breathe out, pressing the top knee down into your lower knee. And then inhale next time, lift the knees back up to your center, hug them back in before grounding your right foot now and extending your left leg up into the sky. And then again, circle the ankle, flex and point the foot. Take hold of the back of the leg with your hands, maybe on the hamstring. Of course, take a slight knee bend in that leg if you have quite tight hamstrings. I'm sure most of us have been sat down for most of the morning. And then inhale, maybe try and just flex the foot for a couple of breaths here. And as you exhale, draw the leg a little bit closer in towards your chest, keeping it straight and just enhancing the stretch that you're feeling there, as long as that feels right. And then slowly release, bend the left leg back in, hug the right knee in as well. And now we're going to take hold of underneath your knees to rock forwards and up to your sit bones. And arrive into a cross-legged position or any seated position that feels right. This might not feel too comfortable if you have tight hips, so you can extend the legs forwards if you need to. Rest the hands on your knees. Take a big breath in, lift the shoulders up to your ears. And then exhale, circle them round and down. And as they relax down, tuck your chin down onto your chest and start to feel a stretch there through the back of the neck, perhaps in between the shoulder blades, and if you're lucky, maybe even further down the spine. Keep breathing here in and out. And then as you inhale, slowly lift the head back up to center, raise the shoulders up again. Exhale to circle them down, and now lower your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just starting to feel that stretch through the left side of the neck. Maybe close the eyes again if it feels right. And then inhale, lift the head back up to center, raise the shoulders up one last time. And exhale, circle them round and down as you lower your left ear now towards your left shoulder. And that should feel really nice for the side of the neck. And then as you inhale, lift the head back up to center. Start to sweep the arms up now into the sky. Reach up nice and tall. And as you exhale, release your right hand onto your left knee or onto your thigh if you have your legs extended. And draw your left hand behind your back, just into a gentle twist. So turning your gaze to look over your left shoulder, but try not to slump down into your left hand. We're going to sit up tall, maybe even hover your left hand away from the ground, and use this right hand to really enhance your twist through the upper back. And then breathe in, reach the left arm all the way up. Release it over onto your right knee, and now your right hand draws behind your back. Taking your gaze now over your right shoulder. Again, don't slump into your back hand, sit up tall, find length through the spine. And then slowly inhale, reach that right arm all the way up. And exhale, draw it out in front of you. Now draw the knees up in towards you, spin the legs to one side, and coming onto an all fours position, into your tabletop pose, your hands underneath your shoulders, spread the fingers as wide as they'll go, and just check that your middle finger points forwards towards either the top of your mat or towards a space in front of you. Check that the knees are underneath your hips and the tops of the feet press down into the ground. And then as you breathe in, lift your gaze, drop the belly down towards the ground, and your tailbone tips upwards towards the sky. So you're lengthening out through the collarbones. And as you breathe out, press down through the hands, tuck your chin towards your chest, reversing that motion into your cat stretch. So feel space arriving between the shoulder blades. And then breathe in, lift your gaze, relax the belly down, exhale, rounding through the spine, chin to chest, press through the hands. Inhale, lifting up, drop the belly, gaze lifts, and then exhale, rounding through the spine. Then inhale, come back to your central spine. We're going to tuck your toes under now. Draw your bum back towards your heels and walk the hands back towards your thighs. So we're going to sit against tucked under toes, which is going to feel hopefully a little nice, or maybe a little harsh for the feet, but it's an amazing stretch, seeing as our hamstring tightness starts in the feet. And then breathe in, sweep the arms all the way up. Bend your right arm and bring your right hand in between the shoulder blades, and take your left hand onto the elbow and just take a gentle stretch here, the shoulders, the triceps. Couple breaths in and out. And I'll slowly release the right arm back up, reach the left arm as well, and switch sides. So bring your left hand down behind your neck and the right hand takes hold of the elbow to find your stretch. Good, and then slowly inhale, reach both arms back up, lift the bum away from your heels and release the hands back down into your tabletop pose. So now we're going to breathe in and extend your right leg out behind you. And keep the toes tucked under for this point, but hug the belly in towards your spine to find strength through the core. And now start to look forwards a little bit, and as you do so, reach your left arm away, so opposite arm to leg. If you feel stable here, you may want to raise your right leg away from the ground, but keep your big toe pointing down towards your mat. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, draw your elbow towards your knee with control, slowly. And then inhale to extend, reach the arm and the leg back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. Once more, knee to elbow. And inhale to extend. And now release your left hand down, release your right knee. Take a cat-cow pose, so breathe in, lift your gaze, drop the belly, tailbone tips high. And exhaling to round the spine, chin to chest, press down through the palms of your hands. And inhale, lift back to your center. Now extend your left leg out behind you, toes tucked. Hug the belly in. Maybe your right arm reaches forwards. And with that right arm, see the thumb? Allow it to point upwards towards the sky. Maybe raise your left leg if you feel stable to do so. And then inhale to reach. Exhale, draw your knee towards the elbow. Inhale, extend. And exhale, draw the knee. Inhale to extend, following movement with breath. Exhale to draw in. And then inhale to reach before replacing your right hand and the left knee back onto the ground. And now tuck both your toes under once again. And now draw your bum back towards your heels. Push down into the ground through your hands and start to lift the knees away, to lift the bum up into the sky, straightening up through the legs, coming into your first downward facing dog. So you're in like an upside down V position with your hips at the highest height. And then relax the head, so your gaze is either in between the feet or a little bit higher in between the thighs if your neck allows. Really lift the hips high. And then bend into your right leg. Ground the left heel down towards the mat. And then switch sides, grounding through the right heel, bending your left leg. So keep walking out your downward dog, bending into one leg at a time. And you're going to really feel a nice stretch here through the back of the leg. Good. Maybe shake out the head as well. Nodding the head yes, shaking the head no. And then come back to your static downward dog. Take a deep breath in, lift up onto your toes. And as you breathe out, ground your heels again back towards the mat. Inhale, lift up onto your toes. Exhale, ground the heels. Keep your gaze at your feet. And then inhale, lift up to your toes. This time look forwards at your hands and start to step your feet really slowly all the way forwards until your hands and feet are close together. But take a knee bend in the legs as you arrive into a forward fold position. Your whole upper body hangs over the legs. Soften into the legs as much as you need to. And we're going to take a ragdoll pose. So hands arrive onto your elbows and gently sway from side to side. From your hips, so it's not just the arms that are moving, it's your whole upper body, and you should start to feel a bit of a stretch through the side body here. Breathe deeply. Good. And then slowly release the arms back to the ground. And as you inhale next, slowly curl your way up through to standing, vertebrae at a time. And when you arrive up to standing, reach the arms all the way wide. Take your gaze up as your hands press together at the top. And exhale, lower your hands all the way down to the center of your chest. And now breathe in, lift the prayer back up into the sky. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand and release over to your right. So use your right hand grip to feel the stretch arrive through the left side body. And then inhale, lift up to center, switch hands and release over to your left. Good. Inhale, lift all the way back up to center. Release the arms all the way down by your sides and bring your feet together, big toes touching, slight gap for your ankle bones. And start to take a bend into the legs, sitting down as if you're in a chair, but we're not. It's a big knee bend. Sweep the arms when you're ready, up into the sky, into a chair pose. So your tailbone tucks under, your weights back into your heels. Breathe in. Should feel a bit intense. It's also known as intense pose. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, slowly release the arms all the way behind you. Keep the knee bend for a moment. Interlace your hands so that your palms press together, and then open the chest up in front of you. Nice. And then release the hands, bringing the hands onto your hips. Squeeze the knees together still so much that you can raise your right shin and foot away from the ground. So balancing now in your left leg only. Breathe in, start to lift the chest and step your right leg all the way out behind you, finding your lunge position. So your hands can stay on your hips or they can reach all the way up into the sky. Good. Inhale. Really wide stance. And now as you exhale, start to lower your right knee down to the mat with control. And then sink down into your right hip so you can feel a stretch there through that leg. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly release the hands now down to frame your front foot. And then slide your left foot back so that both knees are in line. Tuck your toes under, lifting the hips, and step into your downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift up to your toes. And then exhale, ground your heels. Inhale, lift up to your toes, look forwards and start to step your feet once again all the way to the top of your mat, allowing your crown of your head to point to the ground. Relax through the shoulders and then soften the knees, bend into the legs, curl your way up through to standing and allow the arms to reach all the way up, hands to prayer, and exhale your hands down to your heart. Good. Inhale, lift the prayer back up. This time interlace the hands and press the palms up towards the sky. And breathe out, release over to your left side. Keep pressing the palms away. Inhale, lift to center. And exhale over to the right. Inhale all the way back up to center. Now release the hands. Draw the arms again all the way down by your sides. Stepping the feet together. Bending into the legs and sweeping the arms up into the sky. Finding your chair pose. So bending into the legs. Arms reaching. Good. Tailbone tucks under. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, draw the arms behind your back. Keep the knee bend in the legs. Interlace the hands, but this time try and interlace the hands the other way. Opening up through the chest. Maybe lift the hands away from your lower back. You feel that you can. And then slowly release the hands, placing the hands onto your hips. Squeeze the knees together so much that now you can raise your left foot from the ground so that the shin is parallel to the ground below you. Breathe in. Squeeze the knees. And now start to raise the chest to step your left leg all the way to the back of your mat. High lunge, sweeping the arms up or keeping them on the hands, your choice. Strong through your right thigh. And draw up a straight leg through the left leg. So no knee bend there in the back leg. Inhale. And as you exhale with control, slowly start to lower your left knee down to the ground into your crescent lunge. So your left knee is all the way down on the ground, sinking into your left hip. Either keeping the arms reaching or they can come back onto the hips. Deeply inhale here. And then as you exhale, slowly release the hands down to frame your front foot. Slide your right foot back so that both knees align. Tuck your toes under, lifting the hips, lifting the knees into your downward facing dog. So your chest presses back towards your thighs. Let go of the head, let go of the neck. And then inhale, lift up onto your toes. And then lower the knees down onto the ground. Untuck the toes and draw your bum back towards your heels and allow the chest and the head to sink to the ground and allow the arms to rest down onto your mat, finding your child's pose. Maybe close the eyes again. And allow the breath to arrive into the back body. Enjoy the breath arriving in. Deep breath out. A couple more times. And then start to lift your head up from the mat when you're ready. And then lift the bum up from your heels, finding your tabletop again. So knees under hips, hands under your shoulders. And tuck the toes under, once again lifting the knees away, finding your downward facing dog. Hips push high, gaze between the feet. Feet at hips distance, and your heels are grounding towards the earth. And now breathe in, sweep your right leg into the sky. Yeah. Inhale here. And now look forwards. We're going to step your right foot all the way in between your hands, helping it there if you need to. Ground your back heel now and slowly windmill the arms all the way around and open into what's called a warrior two pose. So you have a big knee bend in your right leg and your left leg is straight. Your front heel lines up with the middle of your back foot, but your legs are really wide. Draw the arms out from your shoulders, gaze over your right middle finger Inhale here. And slowly exhale, windmill your hands all the way back round again to frame your front foot. Find the toes of your left foot again and push back into a downward facing dog. Now as you inhale, next raise your left leg up and back behind you. Try and keep your right heel grounding towards the mat, and then look forwards, stepping your left foot in between your hands, landing softly as you can. And now ground your right heel and sweep the arms all the way up to center, finding your warrior two pose. So now you have a big knee bend in your left leg, strong straight right leg, and then again check that heel to instep alignment before opening the arms as wide as they'll go, and your gaze is looking over your left middle finger. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, can you sink into that left knee even more? Good, inhale. And then exhale, windmill your hands all the way around to frame your front foot. Find the toes of your right foot and push back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up to both tiptoes. Lower your knees down onto your mat. Spin the legs to one side and reverse back onto your sit bones to draw the legs out in front of you. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And as you breathe out, reach forwards. Either your hands just rest down onto your knees or shins, or maybe you can reach a little further, hands to your ankles or feet. Couple more breaths here. So inhaling to lift your way up, and exhaling to fold over the legs. And then slowly lifting yourself all the way back up through to center. And either use your hands to guide yourself all the way back down again to laying down, or reach the arms forward and use your core to gradually and slowly release backwards. And then when you arrive, just allow the legs to relax. The insteps of the feet perhaps now shine upwards and outwards. Draw the arms by your sides and lift the palms to face upwards towards the sky. Allow the eyes to close again. And as you lay here, try and allow yourself to just focus on your breath. Perhaps counting your breath in and out, just we did as we started this class. Or maybe if you'd prefer to rest the hands and feel the breath arrive, bring the hands to the belly. Try and allow the mind to totally clear by just focusing purely on the breath. awareness totally on your breath now. Allow your fingers and toes to move once again. Send your breath to the corners of the body. And just as you lay here, hopefully feeling a bit calmer than you did just half an hour ago, just thank yourself for this time that you've dedicated to be here. When you're ready, use your breath now to reach the arms back up over the head. And as you exhale, hug the knees back in towards your chest. Gently rock the knees from side to side before resting them over to your right when it feels good. Just take a moment here. When you're ready, ground down through your hands to press yourself back up onto your mat or wherever you are, to a seated posture of your choice. Rest in the hands either in your lap or on your knees. Find length through the spine again, and then close the eyes. Breathe all the way in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. When you're ready, next breathe in, blinking the eyes open, reach the arms all the way up over the head, pressing the hands back together and then exhaling your hands all the way down to your heart center. Take an inhale here. And as you next breathe out, bow your way forwards, just sealing this practice to yourself and all those beyond. Inhale to lift. At the end of yoga, we say Namaste. So I'll unmute you all. Namaste.
Namaste.